Hello, welcome to Topper Machine. I'm Josh Topper, and today is a very, very sad day here in the shop because we are letting go of the 12CK Monarch. Now, this was the very first machine I ever bought, even before I started the shop, back when I was working for other companies, and I wanted a lathe of my own at home, something I could use off hours, and so I bought this machine down in northern Illinois and trucked it all the way up here to northern Wisconsin. And it's just been an incredible machine. It's been great. But unfortunately, the way things are going in my region and how much my business has shifted, I just don't need it anymore. I'd rather have the floor space. Everything I do on this lathe, I can actually do on the 18-inch Monarch or the Lion. So I don't do a lot of small stuff. And letting this go, it was a tough decision, but I think it's the right one to free up some more room here in the shop and just give myself some more working space. Now, the 12CK Monarch, it's been an amazing machine. It was originally built to run 550 RPM, and I sped it up, and all you do is change the motor pulley. They're a great machine. You do not reverse a gearhead Monarch. They cannot be reversed, even by switching the wires on the motor. You just can't do it. It does internal damage. I've seen a lot of Monarchs over the years that are just trashed because they had a reverse switch on them, and once you open up the gearhead and look at it, they are just garbage. This one had a reverse switch on it. I went through it thoroughly before, buying it and proving that it was in reasonable condition, and it was, but it still got wear. Not like my 18-inch Monarch, so you definitely cannot reverse these. It's just not safe. It does a lot of damage. But this one was in good enough shape that I took the chance on it, and it paid off. Has been a great machine, great asset. And by freeing up floor space, I also am referring to two other machines that will be leaving in hopefully this year yet. One of those is the shaper behind me. One of my viewers from New York State is very interested in it, and it was actually built not far from him, so he's gonna be coming to get that. I don't know when, so we'll do a video moving that one out. And also one of the bridge ports is going to my friend Randy. So things have shifted, things have changed here. Economically, my region is very depressed, so changing things up and changing my workflow, things like that, definitely improving the business and making it more lean is the right decision. So with that, we got her anchored to the floor. I'm going to cut the anchor bolts, and then we're going to get it lifted up, put it on skates, and walk it out the door. So right here's an anchor bolt. I got them on all four corners down here. We're just going to get underneath with the Sawzall and cut them off. Yeah, works better if you lock the blade in. What did I buy? Some kind of garbage blade that don't lock? Yeah, so that brand new blade doesn't fit the saw well. Oh well. One down, 7 to go. All right, that's it. I'll get the forklift in here and we'll start lifting her up. So the plan here is to just use the forklift to lift it up, get it, bring it up, and get some blocks under the headstock end, rock it down, block it again, and just keep working it, walking it up, kind of like when I moved the horizontal mill here. So we'll just walk it up slowly to the point where we can get the roller skates under it, and then set it on the skates, and then bring it out. Alright, so we got her up quite a ways. I still don't think it's enough. So I'm going to go ahead and block it up a little bit more. Let's see, and then we'll try to make sure we get it high enough for the skates. We want to get the skates under there without too much hassle. As you can see, she's leaking a little oil out of a spot because of the angle we're at. But we are close, so we'll just take it up again. Actually, before I take it up, I want to sweep a little, make sure we got a clear path for our skates. Looks like I'll just have to push it all the way through. So I'm actually going to put the skates about right here where the oil's dripping. Alright, I don't feel comfortable going too much higher, but I'm going to. But I got the skate under there, but I want to go a little higher to get the board on there. But I think I'm actually going to come ahead and put it here. That'll give me a shorter turning radius when I'm trying to steer this thing around. Alright, both skates are positioned. I'm going to let her down a little bit and get the weight on those skates. So we are completely sitting on the skates right now. And you use a piece of wood to help bite into the metal. Metal on metal will be slippery. But we've got a mess to clean up here underneath this tailstock support base plate. So we'll get that cleaned up and then we'll start moving it a little bit and try to knock these down into the floor a little more so we don't have problems with those. I feel like I got a pretty good bite on it with the skates. I'm going to go ahead and wrap a chain around the base here and attach it to the forklift so we don't pull off. And I'm just going to use the forklift as motive power to try to pull this out of here. Chain it up so it don't slide off, because that would be even more devastating than getting rid of the lathe. All right, well, let's give it a little tug and see what happens. Okay, well, this is where the base was sitting. She rolled out just fine, but we got our studs sticking up. There's no getting these out. There's only drive them down flush. Those are wedge anchors and they bite into the concrete hard. All right, and then we'll sweep that spot one last time, make sure everything's out of there, because these Hillman rollers are very finicky about chips and stuff. They will bind up, so looks like we're in good shape. All right, let's see if we can get her moving further. Nice and gentle. And I hit something that's holding me up. Back up. Alright, so one of my anchors, I think it's this one. Yeah, it's got to be this one. Bound me up, and we just get out the BFH now. Oh, I actually don't want to go down. I might be bottomed out. Actually, that's more flush now. Let's make sure that all of them are good. But that'll hold you up every time, and you don't want to try to pull the Hillman rollers over that. You could skate them out. I think we're in good shape. We'll try it again. Alright, she's been rolling really good, and we stop every so often just to check the rollers, but to also check that, make sure we didn't miss anything. And guess what? I forgot to unplug it. Alright, let's keep moving. Alright, I need to steer it over just a little more. All we do is turn the skates a little bit. Now we're heading in the right direction. We'll clear the line here. We just need to steer them back. Alright, and that should go where we want it. I should be able to steer it with the forklift a little bit more, and we'll get it over to there where we need to make a turn. Alright, I'm getting a little tight to the line over here. As I try to swing it over the forklift, it's swinging towards the line. So I'm just going to throw another skate under here and just fix my trajectory. Bring it right there. Alright, I think I'm going to lift that back up, turn my skate, and just try to push it by hand now to get closer where I want to be. Well, this is going not terrible, so I'm going to start steering it and pushing it by hand and try to make this corner. So hopefully that goes well. All right, we got it back here in the weld shop, and now comes the hard part. I need to stage it in line with that door so that I can come in with the payloader and pick it up. So we're gonna have to turn these skates and try to walk it sideways, which is gonna be rather nerve-wracking. That's when things can go wrong. So just take it very slow, very carefully, and hope it goes well. All right, right up to the door, to the opening. Now I can get the payloader and get this loaded as soon as the customer shows up to pick it up. Again, very sad day to see this go. This is the very first machine I ever bought, and now she's finally seeing daylight after, well, let's see, she went in this shop in 2006 when I built the building. So she's been inside a very long time, served me well. Very sad to see it go, very sad. But it's going to get another lease on life with a new shop, and hopefully she serves them very well. Sad day, no machine. Well, it is what it is, it's business. So a lot of you are going to ask the question, what's next? What are you going to replace it with? Absolutely nothing. I just got word yesterday of the closing of one of my really big customers. At one point they were 30% of my business. The last few years, they've only been about 10 to 15%, so it's a huge loss for me, but not really. But the bigger loss is the jobs. Northern Wisconsin is extremely depressed economically. Our local government has done everything to support tourism, but not manufacturing. They've done everything they can to drive it away, and now we have lost 3 more facilities, manufacturing facilities up here, all owned by the same company. They was struggling. 2 of these facilities I worked with directly, and the 3rd one was further out, and they had a shop closer by that did stuff. So there's another shop that's going to be losing a lot of business. But 136 employees in total. One of the facilities I worked with, that started in 1909 and just ended yesterday. And the other one, the one that I did a lot for, I know that one started in the 1800s. It's been there a very long time. I believe it was part of the Knapp Stout company originally. So very sad, very, very sad that we're losing this manufacturing economic background. It's just devastating to the region. There's 136 people and families that now don't have a job, so we don't know what's going to happen to those guys. A few of them become good friends over the years, and I'm going to be reaching out and talking to them and see if there's any help I can give them. Pretty sad. So with that, let's get off that sad subject. Very sad. What's next for this area? So I'm not replacing the lathe. We are going to clean the floor up, seal it, and then move the one Bridgeport right here. So give it a better spot. And Don, if you're watching, the shaper is ready to go. Now is a good time. Let's get it out of here. So get a hold of me. Let's make a plan, and let's move that out. I know it's going to see a good home in your shop. And then Randy, when we get about one Bridgeport moved, we'll get Randy his other Bridgeport. So I sold 3 machines here this year. Just making some room, freeing up some space, and just kind of getting rid of things I don't need. And once the Bridgeports are out of that spot, we'll get this area all cleaned up, strip the floors, get it clean, and seal it also. And then we will move the planer mill into this spot. So a good spot for it. That'll free up a lot of space in the high bay for storage of work as it comes in, because a lot of stuff comes in on pallets. It's large, heavy. So that'll free up a lot of space for me in here, and it'll get some organizational stuff going, and just get generally cleaned up really good after we're all organized. So with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something about moving machines. And please like, subscribe, and share. Stay with us. Until next time, get out in your shop and get it done right the first time. What a sad day. I didn't want to sell this machine. My first lathe ever.